with legendary Rico. This week, Tangi Larkin, legendary Jerry. We got somebody that changed the whole landscape of not just music here in Atlanta, but music around the country and around the world.
Amen.
And you've seen my excitement about having my homeboy, my nigga, my partner here, because
you see, I brought my kids just for this.
Yes, I see.
I was like, y'all gonna get history today
because I've said and I've watched this guy, and actually he's not. We're probably around the same age, but I watched him before I even before I even really got really entrenched in the music industry. I watched what he did and watched how he and his crew and his I'm trying to
his Organized Noize crew.
Yeah, his Organized Noize crew and what they did and I'll say it again, for changing the whole landscape of music around the world. And we have Mr. Rico Wade, 1/3 of Organized Noize.
Big round of applause, please.
Look at him. He's so laid back and cool. This motherfucker.
I just understand that it's it's always it's a blessing, man, because especially when you see people that was a part of the movement at the beginning stages when it was only one radio station, when they only played rap music from 6 to not even 6, not even 6.
Night.
Only on
7
Friday,
to 9,
only on
7 to 10.
Saturday night. We would call it a fresh fest, a fresh party. But
so if that was here in Atlanta, can you only imagine what was going on around
and other little smaller markets? Well, actually, that's what I mean. Like Atlanta is a city, but it's considered a small town.
Yeah.
It wasn't like now it's something that breaks down, people follow. But back then the pacemakers were New York, the Bay, LA,
possibly Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah. The bigger market. They're the ones that, like they say, if this area plays your record or
like blow, it's gonna break.
Well, it just means that if Chicago played, guess what? St. Louis, it just means like a couple other smaller markets, which Atlanta would consider a smaller market.
But now
Atlanta would consider a smaller market.
Atlanta is that shit.
Just because Atlanta playing it didn't mean, because Atlanta was playing didn't mean that the big cities. It was almost like when Outkast came out. What helped us early on in the beginning stages was that K-Mel
in San Francisco.
Yep.
San Francisco. I know people always like to be like the Atlanta and San Francisco gay thing, but but we do have some love for the diversity, because that's the Bay Area. That's Oakland.
So
that's
speaking of getting jump started, for people that don't know, and the Organized Noize. When everybody think Organized Noize, they think of Outkast, Goody Mob.
Yep. TLC Waterfalls.
Backbone.
For me, Society of Soul.
Society of Soul.
But Organized Noize, and you just mentioned, I'm the Players Ball song with Outkast.
Yeah.
When you all got together, and the whole crew, for everybody that knows and don't know, it was a lot of talent in that whole, and y'all clique and y'all crew coming up. Did you ever think that it would spawn the groups and solo artists that came out of there? Did you? I know as confident as you are, and I know that. But
well, to be very honest, man, like that was the plan. It was almost like I was in a singing group. You know what I'm saying? I was in a singing group when Jack the Rapper was going on. I knew I couldn't really sing. I knew I couldn't really sing, but we would fly. We had the perms.
And y'all did the yeet every now and then?
Wait, y'all, hold on. Y'all had the finger waves, man?
Yeah, man, the comb through. The comb through,
with the Ryan Silky with the bat
too. Man, we were turning Atlanta out and said and it was great. Fun shirts, bell bottoms. It was freedom here. At that point, we had already seen that Michael Jackson was doing our dances. TLC had came out. This before even TLC had came out. That's what I mean. I was in a singing group then, so realized because we auditioned for Pebbles. It was like then Jodeci came out, and it was like, you know what, man? They kind of beat us to the 2 guys can sing and 2 guys don't sing, niggas in the group. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole fly. I was like, and they was kind of like turned up on some hoods. It was hood dudes so we felt like we just kind of felt like we were in the business, but maybe we wasn't Boys and Men. That's what it was. Yeah. Jodeci got the 2 guys who could blow. Boys and Men was all 4 guys who can blow. We really not none of those. We've been having fun, but we're not that. But
So you retired your personal.
Yeah, so it's almost like now we already knew that. But Sleepy always wanted to sleep. By this point, I've learned how to make music though. I met Ray, so we understand. We're building production. We making production, but we doing music for Ray might be doing stuff for like Cujo, but this was before he was in the Goody Mob. He might be doing something for Mello, who was down with KP. He was just a little central dude that everybody would come to make beats, and I was like his manager.
Okay, now when you say Ray and you say Sleepy, now
those are the partners in Organized Noize. Those two guys in those pictures.
Okay, so now Sleepy, people may know Sleepy as an artist.
Okay, so yeah, Sleepy has got the songs I Can't Wait and sing on all the big boy stuff.
Okay.
Sophie Brown, Mr. As they
all
say,
the Outkast stuff.
The Atlanta
but I
Nate
never
Dogg.
knew he was. I never knew that.
Yeah, he's the third member of Outkast.
I
He
never
really
knew
is
that.
the one who sung on from all the first albums. He sung all the hooks, Southern Playalistic, Crumbling the Herb, and all the later albums.
Oh, he did Crumbling Herb?
Yes.
Oh, that's my song. That's my song. I don't even smoke weed, but that's my song. Boy, I'm talking about, hey.
Crumbling
Kids
Herb,
crumbling
and then that Funky Ride. So he was like the voice, like so that's why I would sound like how Dr. Dre them had Nate Dogg that was singing on all the Chronic. So that was important. Then later on, you heard him on So Fresh So Clean, and The Way You Move. Then he had his own stuff when he came out with I Can't Wait and Margarita or whatever. So
See, I never knew that. I mean, I knew he sung on some Outkast songs, but I didn't know certain songs I didn't know he sung.
Yeah,
and then
he was
I didn't know
basically
he was a part of the founder, one of the founders of Organized Noize.
Yeah.
And who's Ray?
Ray is the Yoda. Ray is the one Ray is the one
Yoda?
who really.
So you hold on. So you didn't know the Organized Noize.
I mean, I'm
As
gonna be
Ray,
honest. I'm telling you,
Pat.
I'm more like I'm a fan,
And guess
right?
what,
Ray,
though?
Pat, and Rico.
That's
I
great.
knew
That's
who
great
Rico Wade
information.
was, and I knew Sleepy
And hold on, let me
Brown
cut you
was
and just say that. Let me
part
let
of the
me-
family.
let-
I thought as an artist.
Now, this is what in the street. This is what it was known. This is what people were not known, but this is what people were saying. That Ray and Pat were the creatives, and Rico was the mouth and was the brain.
Yeah.
But you actually was on the motherfucking drum machines too.
Yeah. It was like it was looked at as like Rico the front man. You know what I'm saying? He the front man. He the one that's popping and talking, but really Sleepy and Ray doing all the music.
Yeah, that's what
everybody thought.
Yeah.
But was
for
that-
years early on. That's what it was.
Well, it really was more like that was the roles we had to play. Like my job, Sleepy, our sound is based on Ray's love for hip hop and Sleepy's love for live music and funk. I was like, I'm a couple years younger than them, but I was the one who already had a job, so I was paying for stuff, but also I felt good because they also trusted my my vision. Like they thought I was hip. They thought I was young and hip. like you know what's hot, Reek. So it's like, what you think? So the whole process became us because how you think it should go, Reek? What you think? What you think is fly?
So you ended up managing anyway by default.
Yeah, I had to now. Not only because I believe that they were the truth. So it's really more about if they were doing something I thought was dope, I wouldn't let them sit around doing that shit all day. I'm like, that's it. Stop. That's it. Play that again, just like that. That's it right there. Let's do that. Then I go get, hey, yo, Cass, come listen to this. Or yo, CeeLo, yo. So it was almost like a hype man at the end of the day. But if you respect it, you're a leader.
Right.
So
But really just the person who's the most excited about and convincing about what I'm saying. And then when those things would come into fruition, when I'm telling you like that shit dope, then somebody else hear it and be like, that shit dope. And you're used to, most of the time, what you're used to hearing is nobody telling you nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like people being like,
Right.
I like that. Like people just, I like that. Not really getting all the way on the dick. Not really getting, not really.
Pause.
Pause.
Not really.
Yeah, pause.
Not really.
So let me
committing to own it. Like,
how does it make? I'm not to cut you off, tangent. I'm sorry, but how does it make you feel to sit back and say that Organized Noize, we spawned arguably the greatest hip hop duo
In the world.
in history?
Period.
Like, to sit back and say
The Michael Jacksons of hip
we
hop.
spawned, and I'm gonna say arguably, the greatest hip hop group of all time, Big Boy and Andre 3000.
Absolutely.
Came from the beginnings of Organized Noize.
I just know that I could speak on the fact that, like, if you go about something with the proper respect, meaning like Run DMC, Tribe Called Quest, and acknowledge it, like we knew that this is what we were looking at. Like, I like what Tribe did. How they,
EPMD.
But I personally loved EPMD as a fan. But at the time when I met Cass, things that I looked at and was saying like, we're gonna have a 2-man group. Who are my favorites? Run DMC.
So you respected the past.
Yeah, that and studied it. I was like, okay.
And Tangi, that is the key. What you said.
Yes, respected the past. Just respected it. So where I knew like, y'all ain't finna walk around with no Adidas on. We finna make people think y'all Run DMC. But
we gonna rep the A.
But quietly, when I met Big and Dre, they did some Run DMC type shit. When I met them, they came up to my job. They done caught them. They go to Tri-Cities High School.
Yep.
At the time, my little sister go to the same high school. I'm out of high school. So, but they done heard about us because Ray, they done heard about us or whatever. So this little white girl, fine, I'm gonna give Bianca her credit. Bianca.
A white girl named Bianca?
Bianca worked at the beauty supply store.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. A white girl named Bianca and she worked at the beauty supply store? And she like black dudes. She like black dudes all day.
It's so many oxymorons and that shit.
Bianca worked at the beauty supply store that I was managing. I was running. She came to work. She'd be like, Rico, this guy that goes to school with me, Twan, he keep asking me, he want to rap for y'all, Twan. And every day she would say it, and I would be like, I wouldn't fuck with her really. I wouldn't really trip on it. Excuse me, I wouldn't really say nothing. But then one day she said, it's like one day she might did me a favor or something. Like she might stay at an extra or like, we usually work together, and I was like left her there when I would figure out some stuff. Then she was like, so are you gonna let? I said, you know what? Tomorrow, let him come up here. And Twan ended up being Antoine Patton.
Wow.
Big boy.
It was Big Boy. And they might have been 16. They was in 10th grade because it took a couple years, like 16. They might have been 16.
So you had braids. You had braids then.
Actually.
At 16 you had braids?
No, Big Boy. No, I'm saying like I was probably 19.
Okay.
They were probably 16. And Big Boy, they didn't have braids. They had bald heads.
Oh, really?
They came into my job with bald
So
heads.
you all the perfect example.
Or it was blonde hair, but it was like really hip hop. Like they came up with some cut off shorts.
Wow.
With their thermals on up underneath it. All the shit reminded me of shit that I did.
The history of fucking ain't that some shit?
It reminded me of me. It reminded me they were dark skinned. It reminded me of my little brothers. I'm like, imagine I'm already out of high school. I raised two little sisters, basically almost the same age.
When you heard Big and Dre flow, you said, "Oh, I can fuck with these niggas."
And I ain't just heard they flow, the commitment. It's like I feel the nerves. I feel everything. I'm like, cause I'm bossed up. I'm standing by my blazer drop top. We in front of the plaza.
Not the blazer
In
though.
front of my blazer drop top with the chrome rims on it.
The original Range Rover.
With the 15s
you was
in the back.
D-boy fresh,
yeah,
wasn't you?
Yeah, I was D-boy fresh. With the 15s in the back, I'm sitting in front of a store that looked like I own it, even though it's like I'm working for like my like my father. So look, we looking good. Like I'm sitting in the parking lot, I got homies hanging around, like Cool Breeze and Gil might have been in the parking lot.
Oh wow, really?
For another meeting about the chain gang, because we are the people that are doing music but ain't. And like I said, we done met with Pebbles at this point. We already got a group.
Oh, wow.
We already had a group that PA was signed to Pebbles.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
TLC,
What group? PA?
Parental Advisor that KP was in. They was already signed to Pebbles.
Okay.
TLC had already came out, and I put TLC together. Even though we hadn't produced Waterfalls yet, I still, because Tion used to work at that same beauty supply store.
Really?
Yeah.
So see, a lot of people don't know. You had your hands not just in with Outkast, Goody Mob, PA, and all them, and Organized Noize, but also on the formation
Left
of TLC.
Eye. They would never met Left Eye one for me.
Are you serious?
Nobody. Left Eye would have been introduced to the Atlanta music scene. Left Eye was dancing behind this guy named Lorenzo, Sleepy, because we was in a dance group too. Sleepy, through Ty Mued, her father, he used to manage, book little chitlin circuit shows down Tallahassee, and they wanted some yeeking behind Lorenzo. So they came and got me, and they came and get Sleepy. Sleepy brought me and Ramon in, but Left Eye was already there. Her name was QT. And they was and they really was gonna get rid
Rest
of Left
in
Eye.
peace, Lisa.
They really was getting rid. They really was gonna get rid of Left Eye. Her birthday just passed too.
Yep,
the
sure
27th.
was.
Yeah, rest in peace, Lisa.
Left Eye.
So they was gonna get rid of Lisa though, because the manager was like, man, we want to have guys. We want to get them on some Bobby Brown type shit. Like we don't know about the girl thing, but she was so fine and so cute. I jumped right on it. It's like as soon as you get why you get rid of
Lisa fly, and then her personality.
Her
personality was just she was
she
cool,
was a
man.
super talent, man. She could play classical piano.
Really?
And she was light skinned with a big old butt. She was awesome.
Sexy little,
and she came from Philly.
Little
and she just came from Philly. So you might mind you the LL Cool J video when he said the girl with the lollipop.
Oh, Lisa was fly.
Yeah, she was, man. Baggy clothes just like head. Now Tion wasn't really that thick, and Chili wasn't really that thick. Both of them was beautiful.
They was cute though.
They was just small, like little teeny tiny.
They
But
pretty
Left
girls.
Eye, they had to put baggy clothes on to hide all that rump. Like she,
Yay! back then when big booties wasn't cool. Now it's the
Left eye
thing.
was
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. So I know you had your hand in so much history and introducing a lot of people. But like I said, I'm sitting next to two legends. How did you
Legendary Jerry.
Right, legendary. Listen, you ain't a legend if legend ain't in your
Hey,
name,
hey,
right?
man, hey, I'm telling you something. Nah, he is a legend.
How did
man.
y'all meet though? How did y'all the first time y'all met?
Ooh.
One of y'all. Can y'all remember?
Well, me, it wasn't even necessarily me. That's what I'm saying. That's when you're a legend. Like, I didn't meet him like as a.
Man, you don't stop this.
No. I didn't meet him. I didn't meet him like nobody saying like, yo, this is this person. It was more about you have to know who people are sometimes.
Right.
Because now they coming up in your life. It's almost like.
So you don't remember the first time y'all met, either one of y'all?
I remember like before like I remember
meeting you at the Phoenix
See,
Warehouse.
what's that?
Phoenix, it was a nightclub over in Atlanta, Marietta Street. It was that spot. It was where all the hip hop heads you were running to. Q-Tip, Phife Dawg, Rico Wade, everybody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Michael Dobson.
All them. Michael Dobson was an A&R.
He might have been host. He might have been hosted. Like that was a hip hop club that became the Warehouse. That's the first place Biggie Smalls. That's where Biggie Smalls performed at first.
Biggie,
where Craig Mack performed at first.
Nickens.
So they would come down here to break their stuff.
Yes, that was the
Tribe
hip
Called
hop club.
Quest. Lil Jon used to DJ. Lil Jon and Empress Circle.
So now
it was the hottest.
Somebody like myself. Now we're breaking on the scene. Jerry is somebody that's. Now you find out about the other people on the scene.
The radio people, the people that's working the records.
Shabazz, people that, but people that not just like, cause you're looking at it as, these people are hands off. These people were not on your radar when you making demos. These people are not on your radar when you trying to get your record deal. They don't become people you worry about until you actually have a record deal. So you actually now to where, but you've been seeing these people that spot, but never knew what they did. Yeah. So to a certain degree, you look at them as being bigger heads.
Because we ran into each other all the time. And then years later, we started having convo and dialogue about it.
Yeah, because now it's almost like, to a certain degree, they would get not the fair end, because I'm like, you would kind of look at them as like they already in.
Right.
They was already in because they was, he might have been working for different labels and doing stuff. They're trying to become somebody that's on your, schedule. So it's almost like, that's why the first when I talking about the other Jerry saying mean, ain't the truth. It's just more like when you when you're trying to get in the game, you resent all the people that's in it.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? But not purposely.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So that was like, me first knowing him would be more some like, okay,
that's the dude
that do this or that, or I gotta like. So it's almost like wouldn't be as much of a friendship as like an acquaintance, where you know like then the more you see people, you realize like,
oh, they really just cool.
No, we a family.
That's exactly. And
we all trying to do the same
thing.
thing.
You know what, Tangy? Rico, I mentioned this on a previous show. That's one thing that I love about Atlanta.
Me too.
It seems like more of a family.
Yeah.
Like they had their cliques and all that stuff, but at the same time,
you realize
Atlanta's music industry is more of a family. There hasn't been like any real life. Of course, I'm sure behind the scenes there's been some animosity and a little turmoil,
stuff
but
here and there.
at the same time, if I don't see Rico for a year or don't talk to him, I can text him and say, hey, man, blase, blah. We're running into each other somewhere. And it's all is love. It ain't none of that fake, phony shit.
You're right. That's why I never went home. Yeah. That's why I came here. Scarface brought me here to work on a project, and I never went home. Because I could not believe that people that I watched on TV, just was randomly at the gas station, walking in and out of the studio. Yeah. Okay, we was right next to what's Big Boy in them studio? Stankonia. And I was like, Stankonia, ain't that something with Outkast? And they were like, yeah, that's out there. They walking in and out with the dogs and everything.
I'm security, none of that shit.
And I'm from little Orangeburg, South Carolina, right? I ain't never seen people driving these kind of cars and everybody I saw that drove a nice car.
Black Hollywood, it's a beautiful thing.
I thought everybody was a rapper or a drug dealer, right? But then it come to find out, some people just work regular jobs and still had nice cars.
Can maintain.
But okay, let me ask you something. Have y'all ever worked together on any level?
But actually, I remember with the Interscope deal, like we haven't like we talked about it. Us personally getting together, doing some stuff. Like for this new project, but like actually back in the day, I remember this one reason why I started probably favoring toward him. I remember like some of my Interscope stuff when I was starting to look for my allies, because at this point
in the industry period.
At this point, I know that financially, my company has been responsible for making sure, even if it don't come out of my pocket, the fact that I had deals with an Interscope or LaFace, or even like little when you're working with you do a song for like Corrupt, do anybody like Small or whatever, they try to ask who are the people in Atlanta that can help really break a record. Because anybody can take your money. Right. Anybody can take.
Yeah, that still happens to this day.
Yeah. Damn right.
Yeah, anybody can take your money, but and they can run it through the requirements, the things that that it takes to, as far as, because it's smaller markets. It's not just, I'm going to get you on V and get you on 107.
Yeah,
we got Columbus, we got Macon, we got these markets. These places can help build you up and also can get you something going to where you can actually get some shows. Like, that's why the younger generation, that's what they're doing without the necessarily leading off with the radio or whatever. Because you got Parrish, because Parrish helped out with Rocco and Future stuff early on or whatever. But I remember like a couple times when I would be places and I knew I had a bunch of stuff going on. And I knew we would burn records out in Atlanta because it was Atlanta and we was loved. They might just start playing Looking for Nikki for Lil Will. They might just start playing Holiday for Witch Doctor. But now the rest of the country ain't really playing it.
And those two records you just said, those are two records that was produced by Organized Noize.
No. Looking for Nikki we produced, but Holiday was produced by Cersei. Empress Cersei and
sure was.
And Lil Jon.
I didn't even know Cersei produced.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I say both of the guys' names that Rob
McDowell.
Rob is who produced
Black
it.
Market. Let's just say Black Market. Black Market Entertainment. BME.
Black Market.
That.
Black Market was quality.
Oh, BME. Okay, I have heard of that with Scrappy or something, right? Like that was Lil Jon.
You only said though, but that's Lil Jon. Lil Jon.
Empress Cersei.
Empress Cersei.
I know they started at the community radio station. That I do know, but that's
BME, Black Market Entertainment.
And we're going to have them on the show as well.
A lawyer, right?
Yes, he's an attorney here.
Okay, so see, I do know a little bit. Now, you talked about your deal. I'm just sitting here. I'm over here because you're telling me so much history I didn't know. I'm over here, of course, reading about it. So it says you walked away from 17 million to leave Interscope.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, please.
Well,
and that's just a last year story, so.
And it's just because
they printed it.
No, we put out a documentary, The Art of Organized Noize.
Okay.
And I just tried, because people, you know what I'm saying, especially now because I'm going through some IRS stuff or whatever.
Don't you love that?
And people might say like, how are you having any kind of problems when you had $20 million? It's like, I didn't have $20 million. I had a $20 million deal.
And it's a big difference.
You know what I'm saying? But legally, I could have stayed in their pockets for more. When I say I walked away and left $17 million on the table, is that we didn't have to, we had contracts. That's one thing about this business. Same way they hold you accountable. When you blowing up, you try to walk away like, nah, man, we still owe us some albums. We can hold them accountable. My deal wasn't up. Now, but I was depressed because of my failures with the artists. Maybe Lil Will. I'm saying the fact Lil Will album.
What artists did you take over the Interscope deal? You had
Cool Breeze, the Watch for the Hook
Kilo
record,
Ali,
Kilo record, all that Baby, and all that stuff. The Witch Doctor Holiday, all that stuff was on there. And Lil Will Looking for Nikki, and I had a few other artists that I had done signed that didn't come out. So they gave me so much carte blanche. So we're we built the $1 million studio at my house. We done bought houses. So we was getting something. We was spending money, but we had more that we could have spun. But it was the fact that the successes that we needed a TLC success. Like Kilo was doing good, Witch Doctor was doing good, but they ended up selling.
But wasn't on that level. Y'all set a high bar, Rico. Y'all set a high fucking bar.
Witch Doctor album might have sold. At this point, all of them have went gold and platinum. I mean, but Cool Breeze at that point was maybe almost gold. Witch Doctor was at 300,000, and Kilo was at over 100, 200,000. You know what I'm saying? Kilo is probably gold now. Witch Doctor's over gold now, and Cool Breeze is like platinum or whatever. But at that time, so it wasn't like they was failures or whatever. But them weren't the only artists. Them the ones that came out.
So when you say left 17 million on the table, it technically wasn't 17 million in hard cash.
No, it wasn't. It was just that, see, once you sign a contract, once we signed that deal, and it was a $20 million deal, that money was allocated.
Yeah. Allocated.
That money allocated means it was set aside for us. It was already there. It wasn't something they had to. I didn't have to make no more money. I could have spent up to $20 million in trying to make them some money. I got after fucking up 3 or 4 million. I was like, you know what?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna stop. so you know what? That takes a lot. That right there, that's like character. What you just said, and I think these artists today, man, and you know, Jerry and I, we talk about it a lot with different guests because the process, while it's still the same, is a whole lot different with it being viral and digital, and it takes a lot of the work out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that they see the flash and hear $20 million or $17 million and automatically think, boom, I got this check. I'm going to just go do whatever. I'm good. But like you just said, it's allocated. Yeah. They didn't just say, okay, here you go. Let me count out this $20 million real quick. I'll take it to the house.
But it's there for you to women. Like once you, each point you get to where you be like, okay, I just turned in these records, they release another 1.something million. I just turn this in, they release this and that. So it's almost like you do what you're supposed to do, and they doing it.
And with the Interscope deal, it was Cool Breeze,
Witch Doctor, Kilo, Lil Will. Them the 4 records that came out. And but it's also, I did a deal within that Interscope deal. I had a deal with Karen Mason.
Who?
Karen Mason. She was working for Warner Electric back then. Okay. But now she does a lot of music.
And all these deals was through Organized Noize.
Yes, Organized Noize.
So you had before.
I had a distribution deal with Interscope.
Okay. Got it.
So and then before that, of course, you had the Outkast, Goody Mobs through.
And that was through LaFace.
Now let me ask you a question. Out of all the artists that you all work with, meaning you and Organized Noize, what artists, and this is not throwing any dirt on them or knocking them clown, but what artists would you look back and be most disappointed in that they didn't blow? They had the skills, of course, because for you all to fucking sign them, they had to be
that's a great
dope.
question.
Which artists would you look back and you may say you would have done some things differently? I'm sure they would too, whoever it is. But what artists that came through the Organized Noize pipeline would you say you would be most disappointed in?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but it's really, I mean.
Now let me, before you answer it, let me just say who I was expecting a whole lot more from.
Cool Breeze.
Cool Breeze.
Yeah.
Because when I heard that Watch for the Hook record, you see, I think both of us might have answered the question, and it's not a knock on Cool Breeze.
No. It's just being like saying like
I think the expectation, because when I heard the Watch for the Hook record, even though it was the whole crew, it's just that when I heard him spit,
we introduced it correctly. We did it right. Like God blessed us to where like I remember that because I remember that pressure. I remember like.
Let me tell you something.
I remember they came looking for him. It wasn't just like they came looking for him. The white folks came looking for him.
Really?
The white folks.
When you say the white folks, the folks at the label,
they hit me, man. They said
Cool Breeze was that shit.
Really?
Cool Breeze.
See,
I'm sitting in the office. I'm sitting in the office. This is my homeboy who did Dirty South, who really ain't anybody trying to give him no record deal. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody really get to him. They only know him through us.
Who, Cool Breeze?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not really rushing it. I know I got him on point. I know that's one of my homies. He down. I'm still putting money in his pocket whenever
that nigga was dope.
A show come up or
So
something.
he produced too?
No, he was an artist.
Yeah,
He's the one who came up with the Dirty South. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to 4. The
Them
dirty red
South.
dogs
Cool.
that hit the door and they
Cool.
got everybody on their hands and knees.
But when I heard him as an artist, I said, "Oh, this nigga out of here."
Yeah, so
I was like I said to go back. I was
Dirty South.
disappointed.
The first time you really heard the Dirty
blow.
South was like that. So and it was just a lot of
Wow.
And at that time, like he got that mace. He got
He was
the look.
clean.
Cool
He had that charisma. He had that.
Everything was there. So it was really
But
more
all
about.
I remember is Watch for the Hook. But I was in South Carolina then.
Yeah, and what happened was that. So now Interscope, literally, this was so real. I remember being out there with Jimmy Iovine, and I don't mind telling it because it was like, Jimmy was like, so what are we gonna? So we gonna do this deal? What are we gonna do? I said, man, I want to do it. He said, he said, what's up with the Cool Breeze guy?
Wow.
So I was like, we want you,
but we want Cool Breeze.
No, we want you, but here goes some artists maybe. Here goes some artists. How about that Cool Breeze guy? And I wanted this girl band called Edith Wish.
Yeah, out of Atlanta, they were whoo. They were dope.
So like
Where are they now?
They were like 3 sisters.
They ended up signing. They played a lot of. They
ended up signing with Arista. They didn't do the deal. That's what I'm saying. This Jimmy Iovine got the private jet G5. So let's go back. Let's go back and sign these 2 groups that you speak of. You said
Edith Wish was dope.
You said you can get Cool Breeze. So you can get Edith Wish. Okay, let's go back and get them. I'm gonna show you. I'm with you. I'm backing you. I'm your new business partner in the music business.
So this him now.
Yeah, that's Cool Breeze. Yeah, That's Cool Breeze. So we get on the G5, the private first time riding on the you know what I'm saying. The plane don't even go that far in the sky. Man, that's going. Man, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. It's like 4 seats, big ass seats. This shit is like, I'm like.
You said for a little country nigga from.
I
done made it, nigga. I done made it.
First of all, I'm just like, man, this is real. Like this shit is real. So
what I'm talking about, you had already made fucking money. This was an Interscope deal.
This Interscope
you had already made.
Yeah, I made money, but this was more about like I ain't been on a private plane before. I hadn't. somebody treating you. I had been treated well, but this is the whole Interscope was another level of money. This went from us playing with a couple of million. Now we playing with an opportunity to get $20 million. Yeah. This is before they gave Baby $30 million. This is right. You know what I'm saying, like so. Once we fly back, we go to the hotel. We get the top floor. We got like the Swiss or something. And they said, so call up the artist. So Cool Breeze, that's why I fuck with my dude. Like I called him up. He said, whatever you want to do, Rick, let's do it. I said, how much you need? How much you want? Just give me about 100,000 or something. You know what I'm saying? Give me about 100. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Did that. Then the girl group, Edith Wish, they didn't want to do it. They ended up going with Clive Davis. And matter of fact, that's who I was basically, my success that I had was with Clive and Arista. I was leaving them quietly to go work with Interscope, basically.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But Edith Wish, that's what convinced them. They was like, shit. They was like, man, we the one who's working with him. But when I was working with them, it was also through LaFace. So Edith Wish ended up going there or whatever. And the Cool Breeze, I ended up signing the Cool Breeze thing. So like when it was time to do Cool Breeze record, it was like, man, we got to come with it. So it was like, even though we was working on the album, it was like, this shit was dope. It was dope, but it was like, it really ain't, because we was still pumping Outkast records out, and Outkast was getting better with their production, not just what we were doing. By this time, they did Hush That Fuss. They probably was on to, it was after Rose Apart.
Because Organized Noize, you're after Southern Playlist and Cadillac Music album. How much of AT Aliens album, which is Outkast?
By half of it.
So it was slowly, they were, not in a bad way, distancing themselves because they were starting to do their own shit. So you all did all the Southern Playlist.
And it wasn't even the
half
distance.
Half of AT Aliens.
Yeah, it wasn't even the distance. It was more about, because they brought, even when Dre did Bums or Bad Dad, when Dre did Miss Jackson. No, but when they did it, they brought it to me. Before he put the rap on it. Think about this shit. That shit's stupid. It's almost like,
you can't argue with it.
Yeah, so
you can't argue. I don't want to hold your success up.
Not even hold it. I ain't got to worry about doing that. Shit.
Because he's still your artist, technically.
Yeah, and y'all done you got the hit, so I can see and go try to make another hit just like it.
So did that cause some tension? Was it an ego? Y'all ain't fucking with us no more?
No, it really was. I'm saying the fact that's why I love him to depth to this day, and I hated to have to say on the documentary, oh, y'all didn't thank us, or y'all didn't do this, because y'all just forgot. Because of the business part of me dealing with Interscope and L.A. Reid being in y'all head every day, and him knowing that he was trying to get the Arista, so he needed y'all to be propping him up.
Right.
But at the time, though.
So did L.A. do a little? Was it a little divisive? Just be straight up.
It's as simple as when you're going out to the Grammys, who's a part of your Grammy party? Who's showing up at events with you? Who is doing certain, you know what I mean? Like if I'm not
so LA kind of like grabbed him and said, come on, guys.
I'm not doing it because of the fact that like I'm busy. I got this Interscope deal, and I don't try to. So
Big and Dre felt a certain way about that.
Now they didn't feel no kind of way about it. I'm just saying.
But it just kind of opened the door for LA. LA just kind of.
That's an honest excuse.
Right.
That's an honest reason for out of sight, out of mind.
So it's and not to compare it, but it's like you with a chick, and you out of town traveling, and you ain't giving her as much time, and the dude swoop in and be like, baby, I'm gonna take you to the movies, your man.
Right. Great analogy, Jerry.
I'm gonna take you to go, yeah. I mean, shit. I'm gonna take you. And they like, oh, but shit, yeah, my dude out of town, he don't spend that much time with me. So it's not to compare them to Bra, but I'm just saying the whole analogy.
And even more so, this is a family that you're used to seeing together.
Right.
You got a mother and a dad.
All these pictures I'm looking at.
You got a mom and a dad that's always together, but now Dad is doing something else. Yeah. Mom was always there anyway. LA was always there. But now I'm not there. So when you see, you thinking, thanks, Mom.
So was it any years of like
these athletes, like sports athletes? I'm pretty sure their dads be there, but the first person they think is their mom.
And the dad be there riding with them.
Every game.
Everything. Out in the yard with them.
So I brought it up because obviously it bothered me a little bit. But as a man though.
Was it turmoil? Was it any beef? Was it ever in those years?
Never no turmoil. And the reason why I wasn't no turmoil is because of they still looked up to me. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, I acknowledge why I was a little distant was because L.A. Reid, me and him wasn't really cool. It was turmoil. It was me and L.A. Reid.
Between
Organized Noize and LaFace in L.A.
Yeah, so L.A. knew what he was doing.
So, it was turmoil between us.
In essence, looking at it just straight up, you all felt like L.A. did some fuck shit and trying to do some more divide and conquer type shit. Like I mean, because I'm not only is he like my mentor
type of person to me. Like he if I said he did some fuck shit, I gotta say it to his face first.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
So he ain't did no fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got to, because I fuck with him like that. Because I would tell him, if you did some fuck shit, nigga, I would tell you. You know what you did? That
You
was
so Atlanta.
Hey, that was
You
so
Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell
Boy,
him to
that
do
was
some
so
fuck
Atlanta
shit.
right there. I'm talking about, boy, hey, oh, you know what I'm saying? That was so Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was like, but he just, I'm saying, I learned stuff from him too. He wiggled the right way, business-wise.
Business-wise, yeah, that's what I was getting
Well, no, what's the word they use? Shrewd.
Yes.
True.
Like I moved, once I did the deal with, and I talked to him about it. I said, man, when I did the deal with Interscope, I needed you to be my big brother then.
So did he offer y'all a deal? That now that I'm thinking about it.
He couldn't afford to.
He wasn't in a position yet.
He couldn't afford to. The Face Records had sold part of the Face to Aristar already. So what he was trying to offer us wasn't as much as he said. Okay, yeah, I'm going to offer you a record deal that we going to have 50-50. Oh, but I only own 25% of my 50.
But Rico, looking back at it, hindsight, with you all having a strong relationship and having had success
I know.
with LA, do you look back sometimes, do you, Ray and Pat, look back and say, you know what? Maybe we should have just rolled with LA because we had already had success with him. Even if the check wasn't as big. Because I know in my career, I've looked at situations where the check was bigger, but I'm like, I probably could have had a longer run.
We most definitely.
So you all would have rolled with LA no matter what happened. Then maybe
we most definitely would have had to leave and get that check because we would have hated LA. My niggas was already mad. It would have been a lot of fuck boys thrown out there at that time. If we didn't, because us and Outkast would have had to share that same deal. You never see the story that Tony Braxton, the story that Tony Braxton tells, the story that TLC tells.
Y'all just ain't told it.
No, Outkast ain't gonna tell it, and Usher ain't gonna tell it because the people that they was with didn't have to. They have to split it with them. If we would have still.
So the whole deal with Jimmy Iovine was way better than the L.A. Reid deal.
Yes, L.A. Reid liberated, like literally gave people freedom that we just couldn't handle. We had way more money to spend and throw around. We just didn't spend it.
You said L.A. gave you that?
Nah, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, you said
Jimmy paid L.A.'s debts.
Wow.
Jimmy took care of us, man. Jimmy took care of us. L.A. got the hits, man. So we got the better relationship with L.A. Reid even to this very day. Like I'm sorry that, I mean, that's the only thing. I'm disappointed by what they saying Big Brother did. I'm like, I know when it comes down to any female, that's not a problem. That can't be a problem. Like so that's just being greedy.
But you know,
that's just being greedy. Like,
we talked about it
because they want to say that he harass people. So if you harass me, you're being overly flirtatious or something. So if my job requires for me to not compliment a girl on her ass because or not make my eyes not look at them titties. Then guess what?
We all would be.
Then get what then? That's what I'm gonna do. That's the job requirement means.
That's
that.
why I fuck with Rico.
Rico, you know what I can.
That's why I fuck with
If that was the job requirement
Rico,
means.
but you know this industry we work in. Come on,
I'm at tunnel vision. I'm playing like if those are it's the same thing. Like, man, if you come here smelling like weed, you lose your job. If you come in here with alcohol on your breath, you're losing your job. Just give me the requirements. That don't mean I'm not going to smoke weed. Don't mean I'm not going to drink alcohol. But I'm not going to do it on the job. Like I can flirt outside this motherfucker. Like I can see girls wherever I want to see them at. But if that's the setup, you got to realize, man. Sometimes that's the setup. That's the setup.
That is definitely the setup.
Is there any relationship with y'all in L.A. Reid? Y'all? Is there any form of relationship, personal?
Have you talked to him since this happened?
I haven't called him since it happened because I'm embarrassed.
But
for him.
But
since this happened, we're talking about the sexual harassment.
But his birthday is coming up June 7th.
You should call him.
I am.
You should.
I got to.
What about Jimmy Iovine? Is there a relationship with Jimmy
Iovine? We don't really know what happened.
I'm going to call him. I mean, now that I even voiced this shit now, I'm going to have to say something. I can't be talking
Is there a relationship with Jimmy Iovine?
Huh?
Is there a relationship with Jimmy Iovine?
You know what? Jimmy Iovine, I believe that there's love. You know what I'm saying? Last time I seen him, I know Jamie, I know his wife, his kids. I mean, I feel like his nephew, DJ or whatever. Like
he used to manage Polo the Don.
Yeah. So it's love. That's family. Like I know the family. I know I spent some quality years there. They really brought me into their home. But
y'all don't talk every day.
I can't call Jimmy unless I got something to tell him that's gonna make him some money. But if I ever have something like that, yo Jimmy, hey Rico, let's do it. That's like it's love. It's just
now with Dre and Big.
But I can call L.A. Reid just right now.
What about Dre and Big?
Yeah, absolutely. Big Button Boomerverse coming out right now.
Yeah, June 16th.
We got songs on now. We got songs.
So Organized Noize and And Big Boy are back.
No.
I'm not saying not back.
Big Boy put a check in our account every like we stay like as long as he working, we making some money.
Oh damn! See, that's stand up shit.
He taking Ray out on the road with him, like doing DJ and stuff.
Yeah, that's why that's my dog. Big Boy is my dog.
I just saw them, and then Sleepy is out.
Yeah. He take Sleepy out doing background.
So he didn't. He never forgot.
Well, not just forgot. He it's just like it's how it's supposed to be. He just looks at it like I feel better doing it when y'all are around doing it. We started together, I want to finish together. Yeah.
It keeps you grounded, it keeps it real. It keeps it real. Like this is, and you know in the industry that's so fake, man. Yeah. Like if you can find some people that started with you when it was real and you can keep them around you to keep some shred of actual realness. That's why I was so glad when Big and his wife, when they was about to separate, man, I prayed so hard that they got back together because I was like, no, I don't want them to break up because they will never, he especially will never find anything like, you know, what he had with her just because of the authenticity of it. But speaking of family.
Is the same with CeeLo? What's the relationship with CeeLo?
Yeah, that's a good one.
CeeLo, me and CeeLo are, you know what, man? Like when CeeLo went through what he went through or whatever.
Yeah, that's
when it was a similar sexual harassment suit like the LA rewrite.
That's, CeeLo just put his foot in his mouth.
Oh, I remember now. He said something about...
He had beat the charges and just said something real fly.
About drugging a young lady?
Well, he said something fly like... I don't even want to bring it up.
Yeah.
But it's just about breaking the window, how you know the window was broke, if it wasn't no glass on the ground. Boy, stop. Don't say no shit like that. Hey, you talking about it.
But you all have a solid relationship still, and the other members of Goody Mob.
We got a relationship like, at that point, when I saw that, when that happened, I didn't really say nothing to him about it. I didn't call him whatever. But when I saw other people taking digs at him.
Yeah, that's not, and I saw,
still
family.
Right.
And I saw how he was like, taking the lower road, like I mean not the low road, but the high road of like
saying nothing.
Not saying nothing, and really just kind of like removing himself from the scene. That's when I had to call my little brother and be like, hey man, I'm gonna tell you something about who you are. First of all, you know you were raised by your mama, and you got a sister that's with you right now. I said, and that ain't never been a problem with you. I mean, or whatever. Now you always had a fly mouth, and you got fly at the mouth in an inappropriate moment or whatever, when people were feeling a little sensitive about it or whatever. Like, accept that you made a mistake and said something wrong. You ain't did nothing wrong, so it ain't as bad as you think. But perception is everything. Does
he come back like Big Boy? Does he, because he's had a lot of success as a solo artist
since that moment, and not saying that made him need his family more. But it reminded him what family was for, though.
Is that when Goody Mob started reuniting and doing stuff with CeeLo on it?
Well, Goody Mob reunite, that's what I'm saying. When that happened, that's what stopped Goody Mob. Because Goody Mob was actually, they had stuff going on. He had already got the boys back together. They had the show on TBS. They had a lot of little stuff starting to happen for them. And they ended up losing some of that stuff or whatever, because of that. But after that, after it looked like, everybody tried to blackball him, but we had to
stand up for him.
Well, we'll just show him, like, I mean, like
we stand united.
Yeah, like for real. Come on now, like he ain't raped nobody. You know what I'm saying? He said something dumb after the charges was dismissed,
right?
Which was arrogance. You know, that's all. You fly the mouth.
He's guilty of arrogance, if anything. Yeah. So before we get out of here,
wait, I got one. I'm sorry. I would be remiss if I didn't
remember your name too, Tangi. I do remember Tangi Larkin. I do remember that name.
You remember my name?
I do.
She said that came out real weird.
She said that.
Look, I'm trying to think.
She said you do. It's like she's trying to get us to say, oh, you do.
No, because I know his baby mama and I know his kids.
Boy, will you pump
the brakes?
No, look at it.
I love his little boys. His little boys are so cute. Well, they grown now. Shit, I ain't seen them in years. You talking about ninth grade?
Yeah, ninth grade. Rico, ninth grade, 15.
Rico, we got grown kids, damn.
Okay, but all right, so I got to say,
they're not grown yet because we ain't paying for college yet. So.
Right. Well, I am, so I figured them my two right there, over there, off camera. You see there. So listen, I got a question though. Speaking of family, Future. I would be remiss if I did not mention Future.
Future, yep.
Future is your blood cousin?
That's my blood cousin.
Like your mama's sister, son, something like what is it?
It's my daddy. It's on my daddy's side. My daddy's brother.
Your daddy brother, your uncle.
My daddy brother is Future's granddaddy.
Okay.
Your daddy brother is Future granddaddy.
So
that's your cousin. Y'all like third cousin, second, third cousin.
Like
I'm from South Carolina, so we got to count. Because there ain't that many people to date, so they have to count how far removed they are before they start having kids together to make sure everything be fair. I'm from South Carolina, dirt road raised. You know what I'm saying?
You know exactly what it's about.
Okay,
so my daddy and his granddaddy. But his granddaddy is my uncle. So but his granddaddy child is Nate. which is my cousin, which is Future's daddy, which is
close enough. That's still in the first generation.
See, what it is that Future age, like I'm like 12, 13 years older than Future, so like his daddy might be 8 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? His daddy might be 50 something, but Future might be early 30s. I'm 45, so like when Future, so it's like. So it's almost like I'm like an uncle. He look at me like
right. Look at like an uncle because you're older.
But really, I'm really legally I'm a cousin.
But like, so what? At what point did you know? I mean, were y'all close as he was growing up because you're so much older than him? At what point did you know he was even doing music? Did he come to you?
He wasn't doing no music until he met me. Like he was he was rapping. He was rapping. He was like my daddy them because I didn't grow up around my dad, so I didn't meet my dad until I was 11, 12, and then after that, my daddy was a provider. Like he would give me money every birthday from that point on.
But you didn't like go over to the house. I didn't go every holiday.
But as soon as I started doing music and I started popping a little bit,
of course.
I started,
all the family started coming.
But not even like that. But more like I just felt like my mom would say, my daddy started calling my mom like, and I felt I felt some kind of way like.
Where was you when I was?
No. I just felt like. Man, you don't know, dude. I love you to death. We don't talk.
Wow.
You gave me my first $1,000 when I was 13, 14. You gave me $3,000 when I was 16. Bought me a car. We ain't talk, but you provided.
Wow.
So like quietly, if anything, I probably sometimes
that made you how you was about the Dungeon family. And I mean, Organized Noize. Think about it.
Yeah, you gotta be.
That's exactly what you were. If you think about it, even when I look at these pictures and I see you standing in the middle, like these old pictures, and I see them all standing around you, like these old pictures or whatever. That's exactly what you are to them.
No, he's the patriarch.
And he's a provider. He made what he said. He made sure Cool Breeze had something in his pocket.
He's the Dungeon family patriarch, and I think that's how a lot of people look at you as the patriarch.
Yeah, so it's almost like, and back then people would look at it like the dope boy. And what made us greater was that it wasn't that simple. It wasn't about I wasn't selling drugs. But yes, people got to realize drug dealers are the patriots of certain neighborhoods because they're the ones that gonna make sure Memorial Day,
churches for Thanksgiving,
streets are paved, all that.
They gonna make sure that the community shit get taken care of a little bit more or whatever. But
when did Future come to you? How old was he?
Future was probably like, I remember being at I remember going to a funeral. One of my uncles passed away, and I remember my dad them being like, you got a little cousin that rap, that can shoot basketball. They really was like, man, you got a little cousin, meathead boy, because he got a big old ass head.
They call him meathead, that ain't his name.
That's funny. I remember my brother Rock used to be like, man, meathead, boy can shoot basketball. He said, but he.
You say Rock as in Rocco or your brother?
Yeah, that was crazy. My brother's name is Rock.
Okay, so you're not talking about Rocco.
And they call him Rocco. But it's not the Rocco from Big Hill. Because if he was our cousin, he wouldn't have been suing Future.
Right. I was gonna say, how does that happen?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I'm saying we gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you was at the funeral.
I'm at the funeral or whatever, and at this point, my daddy had told me I had a little cousin that rapped, but I thought it was a dude from Kirkwood, because our family from Kirkwood too, from Kirkwood, Monticello. So I'm thinking he's just somebody in the hood that come up to my dad. My dad, old trap legend. I'm saying he's selling dope no more like that. But
put that on record.
Clean that shit.
Clean that shit right up.
Yeah, he do that. But back then, he most definitely OG. You know what I'm saying? Kirkwood OG. Yeah. So and so that's when. I thought he wasn't really my blood. He was just somebody that they were claiming from the hood. Okay. So I end up at a couple of funerals and I see this nigga again. I'm like, I see him again. I said, oh, you still doing you still rapping? He said, yeah. I said,
how old was he?
He probably 17, 18. Okay. Like, he was young. He had dropped out of school after 9th grade, so I couldn't go by when he was in school.
Okay.
But I remember after I seen him at a couple of funerals, I was like, so you my real cousin? It was about 2. It was about 2 or 3 years with my daddy. He had about 2 or 3 brothers.
Oh, okay. Brothers. Tell me something.
3 brothers had passed away.
Okay, they were older. I'm sorry to hear that.
But that's why Future's granddaddy, Uncle Boot, gone. Like Future's granddaddy, which he would love the most for him to be living right now. Like that would be the one you would see with him, like how Snoop be having somebody.
How he used to have his uncle.
Uncle Boot,
real OG
Uncle Boot. The way he got his height from, Uncle Boot. The way his looks, because he taller than his daddy. I'm taller than his daddy. Like he got his height from his Uncle Boot. Like I mean from his granddaddy. From his granddaddy, which is my uncle. So all of them passed basically. A lot of them passed. If it was 10 of them. 7 of them gone, 8 of them. So, and 2 or 3 of them might have went within like 3 or 4 years or whatever. But
and so then he came to you, he 18,
so
17,
that's when I saw him. My final time at the funeral, that particular day at the funeral, I was feeling good. You know what I'm saying? You know how you be, you go into, it's a good.
You're emotional.
I'm looking at it. I'm making my dad happy. I'm at the funeral. I can feel the love of like y'all know who I am. Y'all been knowing this by now or whatever. But y'all see I fuck with you. I love y'all. I'm just like y'all. Then I look like my daddy the most. I stutter. I talk fast. So it's almost like I could tell that everybody's looking at me not just because of the Outkast stuff, but because damn, he look just like Gus or whatever. So when I seen me here, I just pulled him up. I pulled him to the side and I was like, I said, so you my real cousin? He's like, yeah, man, I told you. I said, man. I said, how you get here? He said, I rode up in West Nile. I said, man, you can ride with me. I'll take you home.
Word.
So I took him. I had to roll. I took him back to the house with me. And from that day forward, I let him start staying at the house with me.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
From that day?
From that day
forward. What did you do? Did he rap in the car? Did he have a CD? I mean, how did you know he was serious?
When I heard him rap, I was like, oh, yeah, this nigga dope. Like, he might have just flowed some dope butt trap shit. I was like...
Boy, move on in the house, boy. Go on in.
And not even just that, was like, I wanted to find out more about my father's side, too. So I would have him sit around with me and be like...
And he would tell you about family.
Well, it really would be more like, he might be trapping, might be doing street shit, but no, he can get dropped off at my house.
Okay, he got some place to stay.
A sense of normalcy.
You ain't never got to worry about.
You ain't never got to worry about that no more.
You ain't never got to worry about that no more.
And even with his son Kobe, when he had Kobe, like my son Deuce was just being born too, so it was like, you got a cool uncle now that you got a babysitter too.
Boom.
Like how family supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like
So you all don't do any work together though.
That I was gonna say, but how did he get his deal? Like, is that?
Come do some. At this next album, let's work.
Well, to be very honest, man, the first 2 or 3 years he's at my house, like he wrote Blueberry Yum Yum for Ludacris.
Yeah.
He wrote a couple of stuff. Like he was at the house, and I got him a record deal. We had him signed to DreamWorks in a group called The Connect. I got him to deal with DreamWorks, bought him his first chain, got him all like $30,000 advance a piece. So I introduced him to the guy, introduced him to it. I got his mouth wet on it. Then when I went through my IRS thing, when I was losing that house over there and another house, that's when he ended up linking up with Rocco.
Rocco came and did a L.A.
Yeah.
Rocco came and did a goddamn L.A. Oh, knight and shining on my ass, nigga. Hey, you good over there? Hey, I know your cousin going through whatever. But listen, you can come over to my house. I got a couple houses. I got a
sofa over here.
So it ain't no beef with you and Rocco. You looked at it as just business, or is that your cousin beefing with him?
No. My cousin's just mad because of the fact that he's claiming so much. When really, come on, man, it ain't like you got down.
I see. It seems like he keeps suing him.
It ain't like that. It ain't like you had to feed me. Like you took care of me. But my cousin also got to recognize friendship means something. Somebody even if he just lets you use his studio sessions, even though he didn't book your studio time, he might let you use the end of his studio sessions. And so you might look at it like you hustled for that. You crab for that. Like, shit, I waited to the end of your session and I worked for an hour and a half. But the Mike Wills and them producers you met, they was coming to bring Rocco beats.
Right.
So you picked out, you got your beats early and free, but you wouldn't even got them beats around me.
What's your future relationship now? Have you?
So you gotta realize your way to how you got yours went through him and it worked out. So it's almost like
you owe him.
Take care of him. Take for that or whatever. Like he shouldn't have to ask for nothing.
Have you had that conversation with Future?
Nah, I hope he hear this.
But I mean, what's your relationship now? Is it like we family and we good, but he grown and he kind of, you can't tell him nothing?
I love him to death, man, to where he can't do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? To where, like, if anything, last time I seen him was at his show, and I went up there, got me free T-shirts, free jackets, backstage passes, brought my little 11-year-old son, watching the show on the side of the stage, playing with his son, Prince.
But I have seen him give you credit a lot. I've seen in several interviews he's give you credit.
I don't fuck with him. I don't bother him. I show up.
But he give you credit.
When I show up, I expect to be treated just like how I'm saying. Like I'm talking to his mom and
I'm Rico Wade, you Future. We family. Let's keep it like that.
But y'all blood.
We blood. So
and he always give you props.
But I'm also proud. I'm extra proud of him. But I don't. If I'm needed for some business stuff,
he can call you.
And he will, like whatever. Okay. But most of the time, like you know what I'm saying, he listened and learned a lot. I give him credit. He really did. He really did pick up all my game and say, like, he loved in my thought process.
That's a lot of game, Rico.
Yeah, in my thought process. Then see, he's Scorpio, so I'm Pisces. I'm a water sign. So he's Scorpio. He got flavor. He got a mouthpiece. He got the same DNA. He just got to get the same morals and the same character reasons why we do certain stuff. or whatever, like
Hey,
because
man.
he still had that street character.
And you know we can sit here all
I know,
day.
listen, I swear to God, I was thinking we might need a part 2 of Rico Wade, man. I feel like I learned so much.
And
as a dad, you got AAU basketball because my son, he playing
Oh,
baseball
my bad.
right now.
Sorry,
He
y'all.
playing
Dang,
travel ball.
this thing
you know,
ain't
Ted,
good.
it's a real lesson. I looked up to this,
but
bro.
most
I looked up to
Me,
him.
man, listen, when I was little hearing about Rico Wade and
She said when
Organized
she was
Noize,
little.
listen,
Not
seriously.
little. When I was little.
I'm growing up
And
when
we
I
ain't
first,
that
when I
much
had
older
to
than her,
sneak.
Rick.
Don't.
We ain't that much older
Don't
than
you
her,
lie,
Rick.
the
He just
devil
said
is a
45.
lie.
We're in the same age bracket.
That's a lie.
I said,
Anyway,
man, Rick,
when
see,
I
there
had
you
to
go.
sneak and listen to hip hop, okay, before my dad, you know what I'm saying? Like all my daddy played with 8 tracks and records, right? And I had to hurry up and try to sneak and listen to some LL Cool J. And then, so you know, when I started hearing about like Outkast and TLC, like when I started hearing, I mean, I used to love it so much, but these were like things I had on the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Goody Mob was on the wall. Then when I started
From
rapping,
your Word magazine, your
yeah, when I started rapping, and then I met Goody Mob. Okay, I was 12 years old, and we recorded a mixtape in Studio 112 in Orangeburg.
Wow.
I was in a girl group, and we was called the QTs. Me and my identical twin cousins. And I remember hearing CeeLo, and I was like, oh my God, listen to that man's voice, because he busted out in song in the middle of his rap, and I was like, oh my God, this man, they're gonna be big. Like, I mean, I'm a little girl. Mike Geronimo, all them was there.
Wow, I remember Mike Geronimo.
So look,
I remember that too, though. I remember that tour. It was a Goody Mob. That first little tour they went on back then, like a little rap tour.
promo tour.
Shaheem, the kid,
Little
OC,
kid.
Time is Limited for
Yeah.
OC. They was
Yeah.
the original Cash Money clique. Mike Geronimo on there.
You absolutely right.
I was 12 years old, rapping
I
on
remember
it.
that little tour. That
So
little-
you know what's
And what's
happening?
the little kid that went to jail? What's his name?
God, dog.
I thought you just said his name.
Shaheem?
Shaheem.
Yeah, the little light skinned one from New York.
I thought you was talking about Chi Ali.
Oh, no, I don't know who that
I'm
is.
talking about Shaheem.
But
Shaheem. He
I
was in
look
TLC video too.
What Rico Wade and what Organized, what they are the Gamble and Huff of our generation.
And what you mean by that?
Gamble and Huff changed the whole
Philadelphia
landscape.
music. It was like the
Philly
Philadelphia soul
sound with
sound.
the Teddy Pendergrass and OJs and all those guys.
We kinda
from
brought
the
them-
the 70s.
The musicianship back to like hip-hop.
Organized Noize is
Hip-hop.
what they are to our generation with changing the whole. I mean, they brought
gamut.
in instrumentation, and they wasn't. And I'm not knocking sampling. Sampling has been a part of hip hop from the beginning.
Right.
But they came with the instrumentation.
We built on sampling. We used the same sampling format, but we also put live musicianship on it, so it wouldn't be so.
And originality.
And I want to say this. I want to
originality
say
in
this,
there-
Rico.
there-
You my homie. You my partner. I just want to say thank you, my nigga.
Thank you.
Straight
Me
up,
too.
Straight up, because let me tell you
Thank you.
something. What
Seriously.
you, Ray, Pat, and what all the how you all. I mean, I remember, and I'm gonna say this because I know we both got to get out of here. When it wasn't cool to claim the A, y'all were claiming the motherfucking Atlanta. And claiming it with the Kango, with the furry Kangos, with the socks and flip flop. Y'all was doing it. And I'm not clowning no other people. Everybody want to take credit for putting Atlanta on. But y'all niggas really was claiming the A and made it cool to be from where it was East Point, Decatur, College Park. That's what y'all made it cool.
Well, I didn't even
and
know
it was
where
like,
that was.
we gonna
When
embrace
I
this
love.
shit. We from the A.
Yeah.
And we are the A. So I want to say thank you, man. I know
Thank you.
But I need
Thank
one.
you.
I need you to do one favor for me,
What's
man,
that?
before we get out of here. Can you try to do some type of Dungeon Family reunion if it's just a concert for Atlanta?
Oh my God, get out of my head,
Just
Jerry.
one concert
Get
in
out of my
Atlanta.
head.
I'm talking about everybody.
Get out of my head,
Hey,
Jerry.
I'm talking about everybody.
You know what?
Oh
though?
my God, let me get
Cool
that, Jamal. Let me
Breeze,
get that, Jamal. Let me get that.
everybody.
They did the one music fest that
and
shit. So because of
But
that,
3,000 wasn't there,
3,000 were there.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I was in prison.
Why you gotta bring up old stuff, Jerry? Why you gotta bring up old stuff, Jerry?
Rick, I was in the feds. I was in the feds. My fault.
Guess what? We got the DVD coming out. We got the movie coming out.
Okay.
You said it. It's
We
you.
got-
You talking about the
we got your
documentary?
gifts and everything, my
You talking about the documentary? He already told you how he like to be treated now. He done
See,
said
we
that.
a legend
See,
in.
he told
See?
us about, look, he told us about Future. He was low key telling us on the note, look, that's how I like to be
smoke-
treated now. When
you
I
smoke
walk
cigar?
up, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Rico,
talk
you
to
smoke
such and
cigars,
such.
right? Oh, shit. You smoke cigars, right?
I will now.
Oh, shit.
Hey!
Hey, you come on the show, you got to get you, pick you a cigar, man. You got to get you a cigar.
That's how you start the show. That's how
Hey.
that's how
No,
you
because the
start.
smoke will get in my weave, and we can't do that because it ain't in the
Oh, that's
budget to keep
weed?
getting my hair done.
You
Yeah,
totally yourself.
my
Well,
hair
hold
gets
on,
as
before
long.
stand up,
Hold on,
because
you
we
can't
gotta
go yet.
I just want to say this before we sign out. Two things. My mentor used to always tell me that there's only 5 to 10% of people on this planet that have the gift of gab and have the ability to step into a room and make people gravitate toward them. He said, Jerry, you are one of them, and I can say this. from being around you for years, Reek. When you come into a room with your gift of gab and your gift of gab and your charisma and all that, you one of them 5 to 10% people on this earth, Playboy. So my nigga, and good dude.
Legendary,
and look, before I sign out, I always 3 people. My mentor I just mentioned, Stanley Bethel, rest in peace. My dad, Thomas Clark, rest in peace. And my homeboy, Shakir Stewart, one of one. Signing off for Tangi Larkin, Legendary Jerry, and Legendary Rico Wade.
Legendary Rico
Signing
Wade,
off.
ladies and gentlemen.